Moving On by Melessa Avery. It's been 18 weeks since we laid Mama to rest. The visions of all her pain and suffering continues to haunt my memories. Though there are happier times interlaced between the haunts overshadow the good feelings, like 100-year-old lace tablecloth barely being held together by worn, delicate swirls of thread. Death never made me look at life before like it has since the death of my mama. This breathtaking, heart-jolting phenomenon has spiraled me into a place of frozen illusion. Yet the illusions are not illusions. They are real life, face-to-face, ready or not, here I come. I watched my mama transfer from this pint-sized superhero into a weak, frail, triple-aged woman. Her suffering was like being on a roller coaster. Her highs and lows seemed never-ending until one day the ride was over. We worked hard to get her stronger and on her feet, only to be pulled over again and again. It was a 7-year struggle that left your breath inside your stomach. It left you reeling with emotions that constantly change. 1 minute of joy, 2 minutes of confusion, 3 minutes of desperation, and so on and so on and so on. Up and down, a tumultuous ride. Only it wasn't on a roller coaster. It was on the coaster of life and death. Death makes you wonder a lot. You wonder about the process. You wonder about heaven and hell. You wonder about dying instantly versus dying slowly. You wonder about why some suffer and some don't. Your entire life turns into a ball of wonder. Death changes your definite decisions into questionable ones. That parking space you got to first is no longer worth fighting for. That ugly name your colleague or friend called you is no longer worth debating about. Death grounds you. It makes you look at life through a microscope. It makes you deal in real life importance. It changes your focus from arguments to I love yous and have a nice day. It forces you to choose your battles like you choose a new party dress. It heightens your awareness. Well, I believe my mama knew death had knocked at her door. The last year of my mama's life, she would always try to keep her head up. If asked how she was feeling, she would always burst out, I feel great. Deep down inside, I knew this wasn't so. But it was her way of staying alive. Mind over matter, I assume. My mama was a superhero, even sick. I spend my days trying to figure out how God expects anyone to live without their mama. I spend my days trying to come up with an ingenious or magical way to make her come back. I spend my days crying in shadowy places, trying to muster up the courage to smile and laugh and move on. Death also makes you reevaluate where you should be, where you want to go, and where you are now. It's something about having a mama that makes these things not so important. You know, that wherever you are, your mama is always there with you, and that is pure joy. Moving on from a superhero mom to being alone is turning out to be a mysterious journey. It's one of those journeys you didn't get a chance to prepare for, pack for, or plan for. You just wake up and you're in this strange place. You have no clean underwear or toothbrush, no money for trinkets, no language to communicate. You're catapulted into this new place, and your only mission is to move on. Everyone expects it of you. Everyone tells you why you have to, should, or must. Move on, they say. Your mother would be sad if you didn't. These words echo in my caverns, in the caverns of my brain, releasing vibrant arrays of feelings. Some bad, some good, some confusing, some sad. Moving on. Moving on. I take my pen and I begin to move on. I leave scattered emotions trailing like baby footprints all over my pages. I leave my goodbyes, my cries, and my ties to my mother all over these pages. I leave piles of dingy browns and oranges and yellows and greens all over these pages. I leave my I wish, I had, I hope, all over this page, like a blanket of forgotten apples at summer's end. My pen has become my refuge, my way to move on. And as I spill my anguish and hope, I hope my mama is looking over my shoulder, reading and smiling and whispering to God, telling him to help me find the place on this page that will move me on to a place where joy can shine like tomorrow's sun. A place where my smile means more today than it did yesterday. It's been 19 weeks, and I'm still here moving on, laying footprints all over these pages, laying my fears and tears all over these pages, like a radiant rainbow hidden from a human's eye, moving on in all colors of ink, trying to find some solitude. Moving on, writing the stories and memories of my mamas. Stories and memories filled with love and laughter. Yes, I am moving on. I am moving on with the mighty sword, my pen. And I will revisit these pages when I'm strong enough to deal. In honor of Agnes Avery and Miss Ida Stroud.